was my last song. What would I write about? What would you satisfy? Will I take my final bow? Did I say everything that my heart could sing? Is this something I left out? This was my last song. What would I write about?
What would I do for my last song before I grow old and my heart can't go on? What tune would ring out before I start up a fire with my bars that's impossible to put out? Leave no trace of doubt that it's improbable for them to keep me from changing the game and make me immortal all the same. With my words I'll shout out that'll make people bow out of the ring like a little Bow Wow bends over and takes it up his chute because he came out before I change into my best suit and be made to take my final breath when death feels it suits him to see me leave this reality, even if my demise at that point would be nothing more than a disguise hiding the real fatality. How would I phrase my thoughts before I die so that I can outdo every man, woman, and rap bot that's not already dead from my back catalog that I got? How would I go about laying the track? Should I do it digital or analog? And what about the beat? That won't be no easy feat, since it's got to be something more epic than Harold and Kumar trying to go to White Castle or escape Guantanamo. It needs to be a song that's like poetry from Shakespeare that takes the cake like a thief stealing from a bakery near his place. Plus, it needs to be as lengthy as a Scorsese movie, but still able to get people tapping their feet to the feet after it melts off their face.
If this was my last song, what would I write about? Will I be satisfied when I take my final bow? Did I say everything that my heart could sing? Is there something I left out? This was my last song. What would I write about?
One that beats the future in a race, since it's more inventive than Mark Rober and ahead of its time. Rhymes so slick they're like sticking super glued adhesive strip to an action figure of Flash in a Teflon pan, because man, even Velcro wouldn't stick to the iron skillet lines I'll craft, because I never wanted to be a flash in the pan. That's paraphrased. That's why I want my words I write to be something I can sing out confidently, because my rhymes will be so fluid. You'll think there would be like super cool fluid made of two druids liquefied in a vat of acid that's hidden in Nevada, because it'll make you go missing because I'm tossing these fake-ass rappers in Lake Placid, and it'll have more than just the paraphrases to be rapping that'll get to rapidly reciting about their defeat without skipping a beat like a dude with two lubed-up fists wrap around his two slick foot-long dicks after slapping on a rubber before jacking it to two pics of Tupac and Biggie's feet quick. Make them stop and listen because their hearts beat faster, start fluttering a bit until they dial 911 and come to bring them to the state hospital, because the words I'll state to the game like a boss who's irate to the point he's frothing at the mouth and covered in spittle are not something lame. That's cause
if this was my last song, what would I write about? Would I be satisfied when I take my final bow? Did I sing everything that my heart could sing? Is there something I left out? This was my last song. What would I write about?
you know, something that will make them skip a beat, because they start skipping a beat when they hear it for the first time after it ran some in a random playlist on YouTube or Spotify, as I drop bars to the likes of William Wallace meets Shatner, who just shouted hard on the mic. No, it won't be an easy breeze, that's no lie. If it were my time to make my last song, it's definitely not going to be easy. Probably won't even get it on the first try, even if it's expected to me, because this song needs to be something that's worthwhile, something that gets through to them, the truth, so they can understand as I cuss out to them like they're charlatans.
What would I write about? What would you satisfy when I take my final bow? Did I say everything that my heart could sing? Is there something I left out? This was my last song. What would I write about?
Why? Because I am the herald of the epitome of the apex of rap, like the crest of a hip-hop mountain. That means I'm going to be seen as the best. That's why after me it's all going downhill, and you can definitely tell that. Hell, that's why you're all testy and already pouting. Well, would you look at that? I've already begun creating my magnum opus, and you know what? It'll be the most dangerous thing I've ever done, since it'll be like giving my ghost a Gatling gun with infinite rounds to be touting, so I can blast them to death from the afterlife if they ever get to doubting. Now here's some time to spit out those boring lines you came up with before I drop this track. So get to rapping, and don't be too loud. I don't want the neighbors shouting.
If this was my last song, what would I write about? Would I be satisfied when I take my final bow? Could I sing everything that my heart could sing? Is there something I left out? This was my last song, what would I write about? If this was my last song, what would I write about? Would I be satisfied when I take my final bow? Could I sing everything that my heart could sing? Is there something I left out? This was my last song, what would I write about?